eForum. We have a session this afternoon, Big Data, Data Storage and Data Analytics. My name is Denica Deneva, and together with my colleague Victoria, we will be having the pleasure to welcome you this afternoon. Just to mention what is InvestHorizon and what exactly this program means. InvestHorizon is an accelerator that's financed and promoted by the European Commission in association with Eureka. This is a free accelerator giving services supporting the companies on their way for Series A funding. We from TechTour are the lead partner and coordinator of this overall consortium, and together with BPI France, Meta, PWCon, Eura, EBN, and ESE Business School are delivering the different services on the way for the companies. One of these services is respectively this eForum that we are organizing for some of the companies. Before we start our official program, I would like to introduce you to the housekeeping rules of this evening. We are going to record the session, and we are going to ask you to be so kind to rename yourself in case this is not already written there with your name, surname, and company.
Hello.
Hello there. I'm just introducing the main points. So I would like to ask everybody to turn off your microphones in case you're not speaking. So we are having a good quality of sound. And of course, you're welcome to use our chat functionality to ask any questions you might have during the way. For the expert juries, we will ask to unmute themselves and ask directly the questions, so we are faster in the 4 minutes Q&A. What is expecting you now? We are going to give the floor to our investors in the room to give 30 seconds short introductions of themselves, so we get to know each other better. After that, we are going to have the pitching session on big data, data storage, and data analytics, which will be having 5 companies. Each of the companies will have 5 minutes to pitch, followed by 4 minutes of questions and answers. As I mentioned, the questions and answers, the jury members will unmute themselves and ask the questions directly. We will have, during this session, also an evaluation form, as usual. This is an online form for the jury members, the investors in the room, to rank the companies on different criteria. If you have a conflict of interest with any of the companies, just select the 0 as a score. And please note your scoring. This will be shared anonymously with the companies for their benefit in order to know where they should improve. Now, without any hesitation, I would like to give the floor to our expert jury members and to welcome them one by one for 30 seconds introduction. I can see that Marcos from Skylake is here, so or he's just joining, I may say. So then I will go directly to Nicholas from The Factory. Hi, Nicholas, how are you doing today?
Fine, thank you.
Would you like to introduce yourself, please, for 30 seconds?
Yeah, so I'm Nicolas Vier from The Factory. So I'm a financial advisor and general partner of this 20 million fund. So the Factory Fund is a seed fund which invests in digital tech B2B companies. We are located in Belgium and we invest mainly in Benelux and France.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I saw now that Ernesto Barrera from Photon Transfer is also here. Would you like to introduce yourself, Ernesto, for 30 seconds?
Hi, thank you very much. Lisa?
We can not hear you very clearly. Could you please speak up louder?
Yes, can you hear me now?
A bit better.
Okay, I will try to speak louder.
Yes.
I'm currently sales director in Photon Export, a company who distributes materials for thin film application, and former CEO of Photon Transfer, which was an online marketplace for patent innovation intermediation. Okay, we're based in Barcelona and we have the offices in Spain and Portugal.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Then Marcus Battisti If he can hear me, please unmute yourself and then you can introduce yourself. Okay. In that case, I will move to Christoph from CBO Consulting. Hi, Christoph. Long time no see. How do you do?
Hello, Denitsa. I'm fine. Thank you. I hope you're too. So I'm the founder and the director of CBO Consulting. We are a consulting firm specialized in strategy and funding for digital ventures. We are based in Brussels. And I'm also a member of EBAN, European Business Angel Network. So happy to join you today.
Thank you so much for the intro. Move forward to Dennis from Faraday. Hi, Dennis. For you, we just saw each other on the previous session.
Exactly. Hello. Hi, everybody. So it's my pleasure to be here on this session as well today. My name is Dennis from Faraday Venture Partners. We're a private investors network based out of Madrid, Munich, and Lisbon. We invest across the whole of Europe, usually early stage startups with first revenue traction, and currently also raising our first dedicated fund for that. So I'm really happy to be here today and see some exciting pitches.
Thank you so much, Dennis. I see that Andre is also here. Hi, Andre. Would you like to introduce yourself? Maybe we're having some difficulties hearing each other. Then I will move forward to Lucas Merle from eCapital. Okay. Choosing the people that cannot hear me. But I can see that Marcos Battisti is now online, so I will come back to him. Marcos, would you like to unmute yourself and introduce yourself for 30 seconds?
Yeah, hi. Sorry, I'm having to deal with two devices here. Okay, I'm done with my phone on the side so I can talk because I wasn't hearing anything on the big screen.
Wow, okay.
So anyway, I'm Marcos Battisti. I'm a co-founder of a new fund called Skylake Capital. We're a $100 million fund focusing, for the lack of a better term, deep tech in Europe and Israel. We just had our first close about a month ago. Although this is a new fund, I've been in venture for 23 years now. Initially with Intel Capital, then another fund in London called C5 Capital, and I'm looking forward now on my new role for this conference.
Thank you so much, Marcos. I will give the floor now to Kiana from Austin. Hi, Kiana. Thank you for joining also this session.
Hi, everyone. Kiana Mari, investment director at Alstin. Alstin is a 100 million fund, or over 100 million. We invest in B2B software companies and are pretty much sector agnostic. We like big data, for example, and also fintech, insurtech, etc. We invest from Series A onwards, and we do initial tickets from 1 to 4 million. And beside the cash, our USP is to help and support the companies with sales.
Thank you so much. I will give the floor now to Alexander from Starfinder.
Hello, my name is Alexander. I'm from Starfinder investment fund. Just warm wishes from Warsaw, Poland. Just as a Starfinder, we invested so far in 16 projects from deep tech, and we are just starting our third investment vehicle just on the beginning of the next year, which would invest on Series A around Europe and investing in deep tech startups, which we supposed to link with corporations and make co-investments with corporations, just in order to create additional value for startup and for corporations in cooperation each other. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alexander. I would like to give the word to Kim Neo to introduce himself. Thank you again for joining us also for the second session.
Well, it's Mitchell. My name is Kim. I am a previous serial entrepreneur, have been in the field of big data and business-to-business software for many moons, and the last 12 years been working on the investor side. Previous chairman of the Danish Business Angel Network. I work also a bit with EBAN in Europe, and we are focused on, well, as I said, big data, business-to-business workflow, e-health, and security software, SaaS. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Kim. And now the word is for Elizabeth. Elizabeth, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you. Hi, I'm Elizabeth. I'm from B2B Partners. We have several investment vehicles, and we're based on a broad network of business angels, which is around 250 high net worth individuals across Europe. I'm personally supporting the Industrial Technology Fund, which is based in Munich, a 100 million fund. And we also have a pure digital technology fund based in Berlin, and we start investing in seed stage and yeah, up to 5 to 10 million per startup.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for this introduction. I hope I haven't missed anybody from the expert jury members. In case I did, please unmute yourself and introduce yourself. Otherwise, I would like to emphasize on the link in the chat. The last link that my colleague just shared with you is the evaluation form that we will kindly ask you to fill in after the pitches start. And then we can move for the actual pitching. We have 5 presenters this evening, and we are going to start with the very exciting startup of Swissbolt. I will stop sharing my screen now and invite Swissbolt to the pitching floor.
Thank you very much. It's wonderful to be here and connect with you. At Swissbolt, we are passionate about 2 things. We're passionate about data privacy, and we're passionate about the environment, protecting the environment. So what we do is we build data storage systems that decrease the space, reduce the energy, and just make it easy for organizations to manage the data by decreasing the complexity. So the problem that we're trying to solve is a big one, because from cell phones to self-driving cars, across every industry sector, we see more and more data. And you need to put this data somewhere, so we see a sprawl of data center space. You also need a lot of energy. In fact, 2% of the entire world's energy production goes for data centers today. And this can increase to 10%. This is clearly not sustainable. Right now, the data footprint, the carbon footprint for data is about 6 billion tons. So the way we solve this problem is that we approached the data center rack, the data storage rack, and we redesigned it. So we built our own patent pending technology that can write to disks faster. And we got rid of everything that was non-essential. We decreased the space of the data center unit, the rack unit, by 80%. And then we used software to write the disk, write to the disk and control where data was flowing. And we decreased the energy by 80%. So combined, we can decrease the carbon footprint for data by more than 80%. So I'll show you what the magic is. The magic is that here I show side-by-side comparison of using our technology versus a standard data storage rack. In this leading data center in Canada, #1 on the list in Canada, has 10 petabytes of disk storage and 40 petabytes in tape. And they use 209 square meters of facility space. We can do 258 petabytes on only 3 square meters of space. So this is why our technology is disruptive. We can now enable organizations to save more data with less energy and less space for a very long period of time. So our product has been recognized. We've received the Solar Impulse Efficient Solution label because our product is sustainable. And we also received the European Commission Seal of Excellence and a 2 million grant to develop our next disruptive technology, which I'm excited to tell you about. So customers have used our products, they use our prototype systems, and we're taking to product is market our Space Odyssey, which you can see is about the size of a tissue rack. This is a storage server for server area networks, not your network attached storage. And so customers love our products. They talk about how it's very quiet. It's also power reduction and space savings, and they range from artificial intelligence companies up to financial firms. So in competitor space, I show you here the Odyssey that I showed you, and also the tower system. We are way more dense than Dell, Hitachi, which are leading products in the market. And that's basically our unique advantage because of the way we redesign our products. So we sell these products to the customers, or we can lease the products to the customers as well. We have annual recurring revenues to software licenses or support services. But the most exciting thing is that we can turn this into a platform. Because we bring all these advantages of space and energy reductions, there are many unique applications that you can develop using our technology for telecom, the telecom edge, or even aerospace. I'll be excited to tell you about some of the letters of intent we have from anywhere from government to national labs, etc. So what we do is we sell our products of mini systems. We make them end-to-end through our production partners. For the tower systems, we use sales channels to get the small product through the small, medium enterprises that have low amount of data. And we also use larger distributors to get to hospitals or health data centers. By doing this, we've actually built a drop shipping model, so just-in-time production. So it's a great problem to solve. 131 billion was spent by the industry in 2018. We're trying to range about 1 billion in sales revenue in the next 5 years to our partners. I would be remiss if I didn't thank the team. We have decades of experience that they bring to the table, and they're all very passionate about data storage, especially because we do data protection and protection of the environment. So why am I here? I'm here to ask your help in terms of our fundraise. We're trying to get production and sales going. We are undiluted to date. We have been funded by convertible notes and grants and funding in our own funds to get to where we are. So we get a run rate of 3 years with a 5 million raise. That'll get our production and scale our sales as well by increasing our team. So thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
Thank you so much for the presentation once again. And I would like to give the floor now to our jury members, to the investors in the audience and the experts. If they have any questions, please unmute yourself and then ask them directly.
Please don't be shy.
Are you already selling?
Yes, in fact, the mini system I just mentioned to you is going into, it'll be sale in November this month actually. So it'll be through our production, through our sales distributor in California.
Do you have any intellectual property register or protected patent or similar?
Yes, so we filed a patent 2 years ago. We expanded it to the US and Japan market for our design form factors. We have several other patents to go, but part of it requires us to expand the team and make sure that we get those across the finish line.
Thank you so much. Some other question?
Yeah, I've got a bunch of questions actually, so I'm not going to bore the audience with all them. There's just this one question here. So you're selling you're selling software-defined solution, right?
There's software and hardware. It's a software, it can be used on any platform. Go ahead.
You're selling the box as well?
And we sell the box, yes. Correct.
Okay. And I'm assuming that then for just looking into the broader element of your value proposition of saving energy and thus costs on a data center, that this would then require the data center to swap out every piece of hardware to enable you in there, or else the savings would be marginal. Or am I wrong?
Well, it's a very good question. So basically, how will we get them to adopt the product? That's a very good question. So what we do is we don't say swap out your existing infrastructure. That would be bad. What happens is that they have 2 to 5 year cycles when they do swap them out. And most of the data centers, so we spoke to Facebook and Google, for instance, is that they can leverage our technology beside their existing technology. So a lot of the data in Facebook, in fact, after a week becomes tier 2, tier 3, tier 4. So they would be able to use our technology and swap it out for this long-term archival storage, and then slowly realize that there's a lot of compute on there as well that they can adapt to. So you're right, it'll be over a gradual period of cycle that they'll maybe swap out some of their technology for our technology. Remember, it's very well adapted for large data sets, where hospitals, for instance, data comes in, you need to compute and store it.
I see.
Thank you.
So basically, but does one get any of the benefits if they are because the cycles of 2 to 5 years, right? I've seen a little bit longer. I've seen 4 to 5, but anyway, 2 to 5 years. You know, this is not at one go. Nobody swaps out the entire data center at one go.
Right.
So gradually this is done. What type of savings on a normal use case do you get on the energy cost on this? And again, I'm assuming that one of the basic things you're doing by your solution is cutting the heat generation, right? Because that's really the biggest source of energy that's being deployed, is actually to cool down the data center, basically.
Excellent. That's correct. Yeah. So it's, I can, why don't we discuss it another time, because it's, I have Excel sheets where we did all the calculations about energy savings for certain amounts of data. Of course, there's different use cases, but primarily I think we can save a hospital a large, drop the bill down by at least up to 10%, more up to 10% for energy, ongoing energy. So that's basically what the cost there is, basically the overhead operational costs. So that will drop just for energy savings. And then there's other savings as well, because typically in data center, you're swapping out disks as they break. We have a long-term archival storage strategy. We make it with very few parts with a life of 10 to 20 years. So basically for basic data storage, which means that we can enable an organization to have a long extended use of the product, which for storage, basic storage will decrease their costs over time. And that's from our software, basically. The software defines, it's a software storage strategy that allows us to get this redundancy level that brings this ability for customers to, you know, to have a 100-year data storage strategy, basically.
Many thanks for this answer.
Can I have another question, please?
We are actually out of time, Ernesto. So either please use the chat, or you can use the one-to-one functionality and contact each other directly. I just want to be fair to the other participants as well. We have it scheduled for the 5-minute speech plus 4 to 5 minutes Q&A. So thank you so much for the presentation once again. And I would like to move then to our next company, and this will be VenturePole. So I would like to invite our presenter from VenturePole to join the stage and start sharing screen. Yes, so we can see your screen. Now it's full screen. Yeah.
Perfect. Hi, I'm XJ, the founder and CEO of VenturePole. I've been an investor since 2016. I know how cumbersome due diligence is. As an entrepreneur, I also know how long it takes to fundraise. VenturePole is an investment platform. We help accelerators screen startups, then present these quality startups to investors. We streamline the investment process, standardize and automate 70% of due diligence to help you make better investments faster. I've experienced the big diversity gap in venture capital. It is our mission to fix it with our unbiased tools. Our tools are AI-powered, and we're working on automating due diligence reports. A Swiss university has shown that an early version of our machine learning investment risk rating already makes better investments than human VCs. This is our platform, live. Investors can filter startups, look at deals, meet founders, and due diligence is already done. Our investment risk rating is based on a comparison of startups with similar companies. These are our top competitors in Switzerland, US, and China, but we stand out with our technology. We have international accelerator partners and already institutional investor customers. We've won awards. We've raised over $600,000. We will be raising again early next year. And now we want you as investor customers. We will give you a very long free trial. Our team is experienced entrepreneurs or investors, and we're making venture capital faster, better, and more equitable. Thank you.
Thank you so much. This was extremely fast. XJ, thank you so much. I will then open the floor for questions if somebody would like to ask. But maybe my first question, if I may, I'm not part of the jury, but when exactly next year are you going to raise funding, and in what amount you plan to do?
We're planning to raise another $600,000 in Q1 2021.
Okay, thank you so much. Then, ladies and gentlemen, the floor is yours. Are there any questions?
Hi, this is Kiana. I would like to know how you automate the due diligence part. That's very interesting to me.
Yes. So first of all, we have 7 in-depth due diligence questionnaires, which we help startups. We offer to startups for free to answer. So we help startups prepare for due diligence before. And also calculator this December, which will then give
I experienced some difficulties to hear the answer. Am I the only one, or
No,
everybody?
I can't hear a thing.
No, me neither.
Okay. Actually, can
Hello?
you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Maybe I will
Yes, I can
advise
hear
you to stop your camera and answer the question once
I
again.
just did.
Perfect. Thanks.
Yeah, Murphy's Law. The Wi-Fi has been great except for now. Okay, yeah, so I was saying that we help startups prepare for due diligence in advance. We offer due diligence questionnaires, and we give them a virtual data room. And also, we're launching a startup valuation calculator this December, and these are all tools that's helping us automating a final due diligence report. Does that answer your question, Klana?
Yes, I think it's take too much time to go more in depth now, but I got it. I got an understanding.
Thank you so much.
Okay, I will reach out to you later.
Wonderful. Thank you for this. We have time for 2 short questions, maybe from somebody else.
Yes. Hi. I would like to understand a little bit more about your revenue model. Who pays? Is it the company or the investors, and how do you charge for this?
Right. So our business model is subscription based plus a success fee. So we charge startups. Our due diligence tools are free for startups forever. We only start charging startups when they get access to our investors. And then for investors, we have a subscription fee. And when a deal closes on our platform, we charge a 6.5% success fee. That is our business model.
Thank you so much. Patrick, do you have a follow-up question, or this answer is yours?
Yes, I have a follow-up question. And in terms of geography, are you able to close deals in every geography in Europe, or are you focused on a certain geography?
Nope, we are, our startups are international. We now have startups from Europe, from Amsterdam, from Eastern Europe, from India, from many of our startups are actually from the States because we're partnering with Mozilla. So yes, our startups are everywhere.
And do you have a special purpose SPV that you put in place every time, or how does it work? What is the structure of investment?
Right. So right now, we do not provide an investment vehicle or a special investment vehicle. And but we do facilitate co-investment in the due diligence process. And so legal documents, we do not provide this because it's very different from in each region, and also most of our investors already have their own investment vehicles.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So one last short question, if somebody wants to go.
I'll ask a question. When you, presumably what you do is you get a ranking under all the 7 parameters for each startup. Do you, is there a sort of a trigger level at which you present them to investors, or can I come and say, I want somebody who's got their tech sorted, but I've got a bit of leniency, for instance, in finance? No?
Yes. So investors can search and filter with your investment preference. So you can search for sectors, industries, you can search for development stage, and then you can also search for regions.
And you go and find, it's not, I don't go to you with 50 inquiries. I go to you, you find the inquiries, and I can search your database for matches for my particular
That's correct.
Okay, thank you very much.
Right, and also we don't, we right now, our go-to-market strategy is we only list startups from accelerators, our partner accelerators, so they're already screened. We do not list scam companies or anything like that. They're quality deals. That's our,
presumably your scorecard points the startup in the direction of work they need to do. So you really need to work on your tech, or you really need to work on your business model or whatever.
That is exactly correct. Yes. So the valuation calculator we're launching this December also comes with a top strength and top 3 strength and top 3 weakness recommendation for startups and accelerators. Again, this is all a part of our final automation of due diligence reports.
That's very interesting. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you
so much, everyone, for the questions. And HJ, thank you for answering all of them. We will now invite to the stage our next startup, Workdeck. So Oonagh,
hey there.
The floor is yours. Yeah, great. Thank you.
Okay. Let me just share with you.
Sure.
Let's see now if you can see my presentation.
Yes, indeed. And
okay.
It's in full screen. Go ahead.
All right, perfect. Okay, so my name is Oonagh Nerney. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Workdeck. We're an enterprise software that's helping companies to increase productivity. And this is really relevant at the moment because there is a productivity gap in many companies across the world. And the productivity apps that really should be helping companies to address this issue, they're actually having the opposite effect. And this is largely the reason why, because if we look at the space in between the CRM and the ERP, where work is being managed, this space is typically being managed by anywhere between 8 to 10 different applications in your average company. None of these apps are connected. So we have a high amount of data fragmentation and data silos in the workplace, and we have our employees continually jumping in and out of these apps. And we know from the American Psychological Association that this type of behavior can dent productivity by up to 40%. And we are tackling this space, so right in between the CRM and the ERP, we're tackling this space with a new category of software, which we're coining the digital workplace platform. And we know from the literature that a digital workplace approach is, you know, it gives increases in productivity and efficiency and employee engagement. And And even just a 1% productivity gain, in the case, for example, of we take the UK as an example, this would yield almost 20 billion in national output into the economy and increase profitability across the country by 3.5 billion. So if we think about this in the context of Europe and globally, we're talking hundreds of thousands of billions of dollars. And we're dedicated from Workdeck to helping companies to get a clear advantage through a digital workplace platform approach. And we've built an MVP of our product. It's essentially a mega platform of connected, digitized processes for the management, not only of projects, tasks, and communication, which tends to be the status quo when we think about the enterprise collaboration software today, but we're also bringing in and embedding digitized processes for the management of resources, the synchronization of calendars, the full digitization of the back office, so leave, purchases, expense, travel management, on-demand and configurable reporting, personalized dashboard for every manager and employee, and everything available over web, mobile, and tablet applications. And now that we've built this platform and you have entire workplaces running off an open environment, we have a data pool for every workplace. And the next phase in our roadmap is to bring in artificial intelligence and machine learning to really data drive businesses going forward. And this will give us a very clear edge in the competition landscape. It's very dense currently. But what we see is that the status quo is predominantly made up of single function niche or point applications. And this is what has led us to the high fragmentation that I showed you earlier. We're coming into the ecosystem right at its core. We're disrupting all the petals around us because all that functionality we have baked into our platform, if you will. Everything is connected by design. And now, by powering everything by artificial intelligence, we can move to the holy grail of this smart digital workplace. And this is a very powerful value proposition that stands really at the doorway now of a massive market globally. There's 865 million knowledge workers throughout the world. This is fueling growth in the enterprise collaboration software market that's going to be worth 70 billion by 2024. We're focused on the mid-market, so mid-sized knowledge companies, and they make up 30% of the market, so a massive opportunity. We're currently pre-revenue, we're in pilot mode. We've been working intensely with 25 companies that are representative of the key segments from the knowledge vertical. These companies have been testing and validating the platform with us, but also in extracting impact KPIs to support our value proposition. We aim to go into the market now in January 2021. We're looking for a 2 million fund to support the market entry phase and to continue with our AI roadmap. And our aim is to surpass the 60 million annual revenue by 2025. We're an experienced team. Myself and my co-founder, we've been in business since 2007. We set up an engineering company in the smart manufacturing space. And this has really been pivotal in driving forward our vision for the workplace of the future. So workplace 4.0, if you will. And it's a really exciting time now to come into this space with something new, because COVID has really shone a spotlight on the digital gaps that are in workplaces, and it has unlocked the floodgates for digital transformation in workplaces across the globe. So thank you very much. I'll take your questions now.
Thank you so much for being on time. I would like to give the floor now to the jury members. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Please unmute yourself and go ahead.
Okay.
Oonagh,
hi.
Very good presentation there. Lots of big numbers. Do you have a clear path to your first couple of clients? You know, who are going to?
Yeah. So our aims, let's say our early market strategy is to focus on the Spanish market initially. We would do this with our internal team, and we've just taken on now, even just this month, our first salesperson. Currently, it's been myself and my co-founder being focused on our initial pilot customers. We have an upsell opportunity from our pilot customers, and we want to bring on 300 new users onto the platform now between now and the end of the year. And then we have a roadmap for building up or ramping up sales in Spain in 2001. And we are looking to expanding internationally through value-added resellers. So once we have metrics, once we have traction, and once we have, say, references behind us, we will approach value-added resellers and expand internationally this way.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
I hope that answered your question.
No, of course it does. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you so much. So the next question, who would like to go?
I have a question. How did you develop the platform? I mean, without, did you have a pilot when developing the platform, or did you do it in the background? I don't understand the market traction, actually. I would love to have more information about the market fit.
Okay, so the first part of your question is how did we develop the platform? Well, we have been developing the platform for quite a number of years now. So we do have a full MVP. It's been developed internally by our own developers. So everything has been developed by us. And it also is opening up patent opportunity for us as well. So that's something we're currently in the early stages of moving forward with. And then in terms of market, we have gone for a closed pilot approach because we wouldn't have been able to cope with big volumes of users on the platform because it's really a very big cross-enterprise platform, and we have to be massively engaged with our pilots. And they've been very valuable for us in giving us feedback. So we have selected 25 companies that we felt were very representative of the segments on the knowledge vertical. And we kind of closed our pilot at the beginning of 2019. And we've been working with those companies, some of them for the last 2 years, some of them some of them for 2 years, some of them for longer, who've been working very closely with us. But we haven't gone looking for more clients. Maybe that was a mistake, but we chose to kind of have a closed pilot, if you will, because we felt that that's how we would be able to manage it the best with a small team.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. And there is really time for one very short question, if somebody would like to go.
Yeah, I chatted there. Can you? So, are you only going to have direct sales on your own label or brand, or is it going to be? Can you OEM it, white label it, integrate it into other?
Let's say our initial approach is to go with our own brand and to build our own brand. And I think we will monitor the market, and we will monitor especially key accounts to see how important it is for them maybe to have a personalized product that is white label, that they can put their own brand on. I think we're open, but initially we would like to build our own brand of Workdeck, because I think once as well we are established as a brand, we will be able to leverage digital channels as well. So I think our ambition is for Workdeck to become a big brand, but we'll see. If there's more reasonable opportunities through a white label, we're willing to explore that as well.
Many thanks. Okay. I hope Kim is also okay with the answer.
Is that okay?
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Then thank you, Oonagh. And we are moving forward to our fourth company for the day. This is the AllRead machine learning. And Miguel, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Denitsa. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to share my screen now. Here we go. It's okay, the screen for you guys?
It's perfect.
Excellent. Okay, so we are AllRead, and basically we are a plug-and-play computer vision software for smart logistics. The problem we try to solve is like we are surrounded by text, codes, and symbols in operational environments, like, for example, supply chains and logistics. There are barcodes, there are a lot of containers coming in, coming out. The supply chains are under a lot of stress lately. So we try to solve this problem of identification, tracking, control, and monitoring of all these assets. The current solutions are very outdated, like optical character recognition. They can extract digit by digit. They are repetitive. They don't have a really high accuracy. And the most important thing, that you need a different hardware for different problems. So we try to avoid that using a computer vision solution. Our solution is coming from a university, actually from the Computer Vision Center of Barcelona. We are a spin-off actually from that university. And what we are doing is an algorithm, a software that basically using any device, any computer vision device, a camera, smartphone, CCTV camera, spot, extract any text, symbol, or code and convert it into big data. I'm going to show you one example. This is the Bilbao port, one of our clients. As you can see, a truck is coming. We can spot 5 different fields. I'm going to stop the video here. We have trained our model to spot the container ID, the trailer license plate, the vehicle license plate, the vehicle type, and dangerous goods. So we can spot 5 different fields in one spot, in one image, and we can really track, control, and monitor the asset coming in. This is a real life stream in the sense like, you know, the trucks are coming, and the client got a whole control and monitoring of any single asset coming in. Our product market fit is a dashboard, an API. As you can see, the client can choose, can control in the screen any video coming from any of your cameras, and be just the algorithm is supplying the timestamp, the reader, the confidence, etc. I will show you later a more accurate example of this dashboard. Some use case with some clients, we are in seaports, because some our clients, Bilbao Port, Algeciras, and Barcelona. As you can see in Barcelona, for example, we are tracking the containers leaving by train. As you can see, any CCTV camera can spot the container ID and the bagoon number. The bagoon number is this small number right here down the bagoon. So we can spot anything, we can train our model to spot any sign, any text, symbol, code, etc. And we can escalate in any seaport. In air cargo, we work with IAG Cargo, British Airways and Iberia. We have trained our model to spot ULD containers. They are losing a lot of them. So we just create in 10 weeks a software for them. As you can see, the smartphone is moving around the airport, and we can spot, track, identify all the containers. The idea is to install this in the server, and in any camera, they can just use any camera in the logistic hub in London, Dublin, or Madrid, and they can track any ULD container worldwide using computer vision. In utilities as well, IoT deployment, you know, sometimes very expensive. So any smartphone, as you can see here down here, the operator can really, with a video screen, can record a video, I can spot not just the billing number, but the barcode or any serial number, so the utility company can immediately do the billing to the client. This is the API, again, the dashboard, again, the client can try, we want to avoid pilots. Pilots in deep tech is a pain, so we just supply this, and the client just choose the right area to scan, and they can validate the technology in the supply chain. We are a software company, we got 2 models, SaaS and on-premise, both of them under subscription. We are targeting smart logistics. Our average ticket is 25,000 euro. Right now, we got 20 clients working for us in our first years of operation. Our competitive landscape, we are specific and light implementation. There are a lot of technologies. We don't want to be a substitute technology, but a complement technology. Our roadmap, we just raised in 1 year almost 1,600,000 in private funding, 300 in public funding. Our idea is to go to $10 million valuation this year in a bridge round with a 10% equity, and we are looking for 1 million. All of the clients are paying for the technology. We got 20 clients. Our target is 40 clients this year and €500,000 revenue. We got a diversified team from all over Europe and Latin America. And that is the idea for us, to convert in a computer vision solution for smart logistics and to read what you need. Thank you very much, guys.
Many thanks, Miguel, for this presentation, being perfectly on time in the 5 minutes.
Right on time.
And yes, correct. And I would like to give the floor now to our experts and investors in the jury. Maybe there is a question from somebody.
No question, it's a bad signal.
Maybe a question from my side. Hi. So what would you say is I mean, you mentioned some of the pains that you solve for your customers, okay, but what would you say is the main pain that you really address?
Okay, the main pain is hardware. Today, hardware is a liability in supply chains, not just in supply chains, but in any any ecosystem. Digitation is a main priority, and you need sometimes different hardware, different software to spot, to track, any asset. Like in the container coming in the port, for example, you need right now an OCR camera for the plate numbers and the container ID. And you need a laser scan for any barcode coming in the seal of the container. Or maybe you need another camera to spot a symbol, an icon of dangerous goods. That is a pain today. Yet they have different hardware and very expensive to implement in one checkpoint. With this system, this software, they can access to any camera in the port, no hardware involved, just the existing hardware, and they can not just have one checkpoint, but several checkpoints and identify, track, spot, control, and monitor any asset with any ID in there. So, basically we are trying to solve the problem of different hardware to solve different problems.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, there are quite a few companies there which are providing algorithms that could be trained for such a purpose. But I see that you have some customers. Are you focusing 100% of your efforts in transport logistics within the port authority type of client? And you're trying to basically gridlock that segment for you? Is that the plan here, and then create a proper product for that?
Yeah, thank you. It's a good question. Actually, we were trying to focus in industry 4.0 with barcodes. There are few companies doing great things like Scandit from Switzerland, Anyline as well from Austria doing great stuff in, smart logistics, a huge market right now. But yeah, you're right. There are few companies doing that, but I really believe for algorithms, that is our own technology in terms of accuracy, in terms of comparison with another text, we are really in a very good terms. Actually, IAG, British Airways Iberia, they were comparing a solution with the existing OCR solutions in the market, and we were beating that. In very few weeks, we were able to train because we are a deep learning algorithm, so we are learning from the mistakes, and actually we are reaching 99% accuracy, that is over the market, in tracking of this kind of assets. Actually, the huge problem, like a lot of these assets, the ID is really damaged. Even the barcode, the ID from the container, is under a lot of stress. So basically, our algorithms is really very good about learning from the mistakes. A number 5 has been damaged. We really can spot the right number. So you're right. It's a lot of competition. That means a lot of market there. But we are trying to beat them in accuracy, in a light implementation. And with this dashboard I just showed you, if your guys wants to know more about the dashboard, the API, I can show you a link to try to test it. But it will take some time actually for a 5-minute speech, so you can really make sure that the accuracy and the implementation is really fast, and really compare with other solutions. We have a competitive advantage right there. Okay, but I agree. We have competition. It's good. That this means we have a huge market over there.
But you're focusing specifically, right?
Yeah, in logistics. Logistics, we want to focus in one thing. If we go to industry 4.0, utilities, etc., we are losing the focus. I mean,
wonderful. There are 2 more questions, Miguel, from Nicola and Elizabeth, I can see. So let's give them the floor. Okay. Nicola, would you like to go?
Yeah, quickly. Sorry, I don't know if I didn't grasp it, but what's the average revenue you expect for your customers, and based on which metrics would you invoice them?
Well, our average ticket is around 25,000 euro right now. We got 20 clients signed in 1 year of operations. Our first month of revenue was March 2020. We were doing some pilots before. So we are having revenue every month. We are expecting 500,000 revenue this year and expecting to reach 1 million annual recurring revenue in first quarter 2021. I don't know if this answers your question, or maybe I was missing something, Nicolas?
No, that's okay. I don't have so much time, so that's okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Nicolas.
Thank you. Elizabeth, would you like to ask?
Thank you. Yeah, my question also concerns the competition that you mentioned. How do you compare to companies that have a connectivity module, like a plug-and-play solution for containers, for example? Because hardware gets commodity, and there is smart software which is only turned on when it's needed, so very power efficient.
Yeah, you're right. IoT competition is really high. I mean, actually, in our pilot with British Airways, they told us they were trying to try the sensors, IoT in containers. The maintenance issue was really high. The deployment and the capex for IoT, is really complicated for this kind of logistic assets that are moving all around the world. you know, you need to charge them, you need to really do a huge maintenance. So yeah, I mean, competition is good. Again, I love RFID, I love IoT sensor, but again, computer vision is easy to implement, no capex, no issues, and at the end of the day, we are using the eyes, you know, any kind of existing hardware that is a commodity. Basically, is that. Obviously, we can go further about what they are thinking, the big corporates. But today, I believe seaports, they don't like hardware, they don't like IoT too much in assets that are moving around the world in different scenarios.
Wonderful.
That is my opinion. Obviously, it can be mistaken, but it's what we have learned. That is the latest trend about using computer vision to track assets.
Thank you so much. I can see this discussion can take a little bit longer, but I would like to be fair.
It's good to have discussions about this. Technology is about
definitely. I would invite you to use the chat functionality.
Excellent. Thank you.
To address each other or try the one-to-ones maybe.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Today and tomorrow and the day after. No worries, Miguel. Thank you. We have Alessia waiting for her pitch.
I'm here.
Alessia, welcome from Entire Digital.
Thank you.
She's
I
going
share my screen.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Alessia Vangi, Chief Marketing Officer of Entire Digital. We realize a platform for content creation using machine learning and data analysis. We want to solve a problem. In this moment, in the content creation, there is too much human intervention and data sets grow very fast. So it's difficult to transform structured data into powerful data. Our solution, the easy-to-use data intelligence to realize the perfect data life cycle. We developed a tool for data analysis for trend prediction and a natural language generation system for every category of text that need data elaboration, text about politics, economy, and so on. We developed a system for the quality check. We use a natural language processing system that is able to approve content according to syntactics or semantics rules. And how our artificial intelligence works. We identify three main steps. The first one, about data. We collect data online and we are able to make prediction about trend. We use machine learning techniques, so we learn from data in order to identify trends and topics with the minimal human intervention. And we use also deep learning techniques to simulate the human brain structure to improve the automatic learning. The technology is working. So in May, we acquired Contents.com, a unique platform to enter in the SaaS global market. In November, we have the product launch. And we are B2B, our revenue model. We are free, we are based on subscription. And we have two different kinds of clients, big corporation and small, medium enterprise. About the big corporation, we reach them through our sales team. And about the small, medium enterprise, they have all tools using our platform, Contents.com, in self-provisioning. Our clients, e-commerce clients, advertising, and SaaS. Just a few words about the e-commerce clients. They pay us to have the best content in the best moment. So we produce for the site commerce, the article product, for example. And about the competitive landscape, there are lots of companies that have just one tool. We want to collect every tool for every editorial need in a unique platform. Our traction, where we are scalable. We produce 50,000 texts per month using the machine learning. Now we are present in 4 countries, but our ambition is to be global. Our turnover for last year was 1.2 million. We were selected in Las Vegas at CS for the best innovation, and we won the IBM Startup Program and the Egypt Program. Forbes says that we are the new digital journalists, but we don't want to replace human or journalists. We want that our system can help them to produce the best content. The use of investments, we want to go fastly with the product development. So we want to hire the best talent in the tech team and in the marketing team. Our CEO and founder, Massimiliano Squillace, he did 4 exits, one of them about digital publishing, nano publishing, sold to Excite Populis. Our team, the key people that every day works for our dream, And the fundraising. Now we are seeking up for 4 million, and last year we raised 1.2 million. You can see from the cap table that there is a lot of space for new investors and the exit strategies, big consulting firms. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Alessia, for this presentation. I would like to open then the time for questions.
No question?
Apparently, no current questions. So anybody?
Yeah, sure. Are you focusing then on providing, I saw the quote from Forbes, are you providing some way of them to make it easier for them to publish stories? Is it linked to journalism specifically? Or basically, which verticals are you trying to apply this technology to?
Okay, the first thing that I have to say that we use an hybrid model. So for the journalists, we have a crowdsourcing platform for the creators and journalists. And we use the machine learning for a different kind of text that need the data elaboration. We know very well the digital market side, because in Italy we have magazines and media outlet, and we are vertical in these kinds of content production. So we work with every online business, because we understand that many large companies are essentially publishers. So we don't want to focus just on journalists, but we want to speak with every online business.
Thank you.
Thank you
so much. Another question, maybe? You are pretty clear, Alessia, I assume.
I hope
yes, me too.
I'm happy.
Well, your main competitors, what are they then? What is you're competing against?
Okay, about the competitors, in Europe, for example, there is a Spanish platform, the name is Narrativa, that using machine learning, and they produce all content using artificial intelligence. This is one example, because they use just one of our tool, our kind of technologies. The point is to collect every tool in a unique platform. So we want to give you the natural language generation for the content production, but also the trend discovery to identify the best content, but also the quality check using always technology, the natural language processing. So the point for us is to collect every kind of editorial need in just one platform. This is the main difference, I think.
Does this answer your question, Kim?
Yeah, partly. So do you have language technology in this then? Are you sort of deciphering consent in text, or is it only pure?
About the language, I'm sorry, I don't hear very well. I'm sorry.
Can you measure sentiment in text and so on, or how is when you're collecting?
About the trend, the sentiment. How we do collect the data?
No, I was just wondering how you analyze to present when you're then selling it to clients, because you're having to. But we can get into this a little bit more in detail. I think it's a bit too complex to ask here now. Thanks for a nice presentation.
Thank you.
Many thanks, Alessia. Many thanks everybody from the jury for the questions. And we are now reaching out to our last points of the program this evening. So we are moving to our next steps and to the big thank you that we would like to say to everyone that joined. So we are going to paste a link in the chat with a satisfaction survey. We would like to ask you what did we do good and what we can improve. So please share your opinion in the very short survey. It takes around 2-3 minutes. And of course, I would like to remind you about the one-to-one meetings you can book through our platform. You can log in and answer also pending meetings. to decline them or to reschedule them or just to chat with the other participants that have contacted you. So thank you so much for joining this afternoon and wish you a lovely evening. Thank you and bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.